All right, welcome to Hoopstracker. This is our weekly show. Hoopstracker is your source for Colorado girls basketball. Let's dive into it. Wow, what a great week of basketball. We already know the season's here. We've got alumni news, interviews. Mike Quintana from Holy Family, that interview's out. We're still tracking on Coach Kroll. We'll get that going this week. Huge news. Congrats to Olivia Campbell at Fruita Monument getting her 1,000 points. This is awesome. Congratulations. Great to see the success of young people. Now, games last week. The game of the week, Riverdale at Grandview. Grandview comes from behind in the third quarter to take the lead. Huge game. They win. We were there. Everybody was there. Who wasn't there? Um, Ton of college coaches in the audience. Um, we'll come back to this game, but Lutheran at Erie. Erie pulls out the win. Holy Family and Kent Denver, a big top 4A matchup on the girls' side. Holy Family pulls out the win. Arvada West at Monarch. Monarch gets their first win of the season. Congratulations to them. That is a huge win. Sienna Williams blows up in that game. Rock Canyon takes care of business at Fairview in the Fairview Festival. Wednesday night, Roosevelt takes on Kent Denver at the Cherry Creek tournament, takes care of business. First win of the season for Coach Kirsten at Roosevelt. Valor at Regis, and Valor shows no mercy. They put it on Regis. They want to make sure that Regis understands who is the state championship that won last year. This was a rematch of that 6A title, and man, they came out ready to go. Highlands Ranch at East, they take care of business at Denver East. But Denver East has some talent and they are going to be dangerous later on. They're going to be a big wild card. Out on the western slope, you have Frederick taking on Palisades. Mullen comes up north to Meade, a top five matchup in 5A. Meade takes care of business. We'll get into some of the stats, but man, Meade had three girls in double digits, Madeline Clark, Darby Haley, Carolyn Cron, and they handled Mullen, which I was surprised, but they took care of business. Fruita beats Rocky Mountain. Thunder Ridge beats Pueblo West down south in the tournament in Pueblo. And then Broomfield on Thursday takes on Mountain Vista at the Fairview Festival, takes care of business, puts it on them by 16. But Kennedy Spellman, Kiera Spellman still get their points, but Broomfield hangs on. Friday, we went out to this game, Riverdale in the Hoop Fest against Ridgeline. Bree Crittenden going against one of the top players in the country who's committed to go to Duke. Riverdale was hanging into this game until very late, and then Ridgeline pulled away. Um, Great game, great atmosphere. It was at Lehigh High School in Utah. What a phenomenal facility. Legend beats Windsor in that Cherry Creek tournament. Roosevelt goes toe to toe with Cherry Creek and comes up 4 points short, but a great game. Air Academy takes care of business at Vista Ridge. Fruita beats Frederick for that Western Slope tournament. Saturday, Meade holds on to barely beat Erie. They hold on 34-33 in a big defensive battle. Crosstown rival, huge game. And then the other game of the week that we talked about was Legend versus Creek. Legend, the number two, Creek's in the top 10. Legend takes care of business, comes out with a big win. Regis beats Arapahoe. And then Riverdale on Saturday takes on another big time Utah team and puts it on them. Riverdale, Bree Crittenden blows up, has a great game. Chloe Parker also has a great game. Roosevelt takes care of business um, against Fort Collins. And as we mentioned, Meade pulled one out. Windsor beats Kent Denver, so they go 1-2 in that tournament. Broomfield beats Ralston Valley in the Fairview Festival. This Ralston Valley team is scrappy and they're good. This was a great game. Congrats, hats off to Broomfield for pulling that out. Olivia Kim has a huge game. And then Mountain Vista beats Rock Canyon uh, for some bragging rights down in Highlands Ranch. And Legend wins the tournament, the Cherry Creek tournament. Stanley Lake takes care of business in the Centaurus tournament. And Peak to Peak wins the Glenwood Springs tournament. So let's take a look at those teams right here. So over here on the right, Peak to Peak takes care of business. Alex Eschmeyer blows up this weekend, has some great games. I think she scored 30 or 31 in one of those games. And then Legend, congrats, hats off to Grace Stanley becoming the all-time assist leader at Legend, and they win the Cherry Creek tournament. So where does that leave us with our rankings? All right, we got Valor 1, Legend 2, CT 3, Highlands Ranch 4. Grandview slides up a little bit, Regis slides down, Riverdale moves up, Broomfield is still there, and Pine Creek and Denver East round out the top 10. In the 5A rankings, we still have Air Academy at 1, but we moved Meade up. Meade deserves it. They won. They beat Mullen head to head. Windsor actually lost a couple games. They drop. Mullen drops. Roosevelt gets their first 2 wins of the season. Green Mountain, Pueblo West has a great matchup down south where they won. Frederick Lutheran and Stanley Lake winning the Centaurus tournament. In the 4A rankings, Holy Family is at number 1, but we are moving them down. University is going to be the new number 1 team. Holy Family lost to Timnath over the weekend in a big 4A matchup. Wow, that was huge. Also, Delta continues to win. They've beaten Peak to Peak. They've beaten um, the top teams on the Western Slope. They are playing extremely well. And this weekend, we have a top 5 matchup. Holy Family at Peak to Peak. Colorado Academy rounds out. Skyview, Dieveling, Kent Denver drops. Pagosa Springs and Eaton round out that top 10. So, with that, who are our players of the week? Well, Kyla Hollier drops 34 points in her game this last week and the Creek tournament. Alex Eschmeyer gets 31 up in the mountains at the Glenwood tournament. Gianna Smith starting to show some of that form from last year coming through, why she's one of the top point guards in the state, drops 31 at Arapahoe. Tiana Rogers, a freshman at Regis, drops 30 points in a tough game against Valor, plays extremely well. Kennedy Spellman gets 29 points. Ryan Banson Price gets 28. And Annabelle Rakers at Flatirons Academy drops 33 in a game last week. Congratulations to all the top players of the week. Now, who are some of the top shooters in the state? Because if you're looking at it, Colorado is loaded with shooters. We got Brianna Crittenden right now averaging 27.7 points a game. That is huge. Right behind her, Sienna Betts, 27.3. They went head to head. Sienna had 24 this week. Bree had 19. Bree had a little bit of foul trouble in that game at the end, which is why Grandview was able to pull away. But look at Sienna's numbers: 27 points per game, 18 points or 18 rebounds per game. This is why she's the number 1 player in the 2025 class. Liv Mortensen at Legacy, 26 points a game, averaging almost 16 rebounds a game. Huge player. Gianna Smith at 20, almost 26 points a game. Kennedy Spellman, she's scoring quite a bit, 25 points per game. Alex Eschmeyer, also with a big double-double at 24 points a game, 13 rebounds. And then Kyla Hollier up north, top player in the 26 class, 24 points a game, 11 rebounds per game. And Santana Samus continues to amaze. Almost 24 points a game. She's averaging a double-double. This is why she's getting big five offers. Be on the lookout for her. Quinn Van Sickle, one of the best shooters in the state, at 23.7 points per game. And Sienna Williams, one of the other top sophomores in the state, averaging 22.5 and 19 rebounds for a sophomore. Congratulations on Sienna on helping their team get their first win this last week. All right, let's dive into games to watch this week. University at Peak to Peak, a huge 4A matchup. This is going to be a close one and a good one. Northfield goes to Regis. Northfield having a hard time adjusting to that 6A schedule, but they are going to be a threat, and they're very athletic. Regis better be ready. Broomfield at Lutheran, Severance at Berthoud for a big northern matchup. Frederick goes to Stanley Lake, and Shap goes to Green Mountain. This week, the Nike TOC starts. There's 12 Colorado teams in it. We will talk about that. But Wednesday night, Delta at Fruita. This is a huge Western Slope matchup for the best, for bragging rights of the best team on the Western Slope. Let's see. Thursday night, Shap at Fossil, Stanley Lake at Silver Creek, Green Mountain at Lutheran, Air Academy at Grand Junction. Friday, you got Air Academy playing Delta. So Air Academy's going over to the Western Slope. They're going to be playing some Western Slope teams. Northfield at Meade. This is going to be a very good game. We're going to see, because this is a matchup of last year's teams, top 5A teams. Northfield now 6A. Rocky Mountain comes down to Monarch. Holy Family at Peak to Peak, circle that game. Air Academy at Fruita, circle that game on the Western Slopes. And then Palmer Ridge, Delta, Thunder Ridge, Pine Creek. Let's jump into the Nike TOC games, because we have 12 teams out there. Starting on Wednesday, Cherokee Trails taking on a top team at 9 a.m. Mullen plays early. Canyon City drives down, and they're in one of the lower brackets. You got Legend versus Desert Vista. This is going to be a good matchup, because this is going to be a good test for this Legend team. You got Horizon playing in one of the lower brackets. You got Doherty down there as well. Highlands Ranch, Christian Brothers. This is a game to watch. Two of the top teams from Colorado against top teams from California. Grandview and Valor are in that top bracket. We'll talk about that. Grandview takes on Mount Zion. Valor takes on Bullis. Huge. I mean, this is national. These are national teams that we're going against. Rangeview is going to take on Valley View. Cherry Creek's going to take on La Jolla Country Day. That's going to be a tough task, and we'll see if they're up for it. But for people, if they don't know, the Nike division, here are the top division this year. It's Vincent, Canzanera, Valor and Grandview are in it with other, I think they have 16 national teams. Two of those top teams are from Colorado. And then the next division down, that's the top division, is the Mike Desper division with Highlands Ranch. It also contains Mater Dei out of California. It contains Christian Brothers out of Sacramento. It's a huge top division to be in. The next one down is Joe Smith with Cherokee Trail, Cherry Creek, and Legend. And then John Anderson, Denver East and Mullen are in that division. Doherty and Rangeview in the Darrell Kipp division. And yep, so that's it for TOC. We are looking forward to watching all of these great games this week. We hope you guys have a phenomenal week. Safe travels to all the teams traveling to either the Tart Classic, the Nike TOC in Vegas, and we'll just see. But man, pumped for once finals gets over for everybody, they're heading out to Phoenix, and then going to be great games this week, in state and out of state. We hope everyone has great time, safe travels, and remember, Hoopstracker is your source for girls basketball.